To understand the alien network, we need to first do a few layers away and to explain you more in detail how these alien bases are situated on these places. Alien network, we take away and we come back to the origin map, how it was plus minus 350,000 years ago. That's mean all the coastlines what we have today was land. We have Atlantis, of the mountains from Atlantis, of the continent from Atlantis on that place, in the middle from the Atlantic Ocean. We have on that moment also all the North Sea was Doggerland. Doggerland mean the land between England and Europe and the European continent. There was a Doggerland. In the Doggerland, in that time, there was the Eridanus River. The Eridanus River. And the Eridanus River was an old river where also come back in the legends from Hercules. What is very important to see that the Eridanus River in that time was connected with mountain rivers of the rain what's coming from the mountain was sourced this river. And there's also very interesting later because there also are a lot of alien bases situated. Very important to know that the Mediterranean Sea was covered all with a forest and a valley. We have one of the most important freshwater lakes, that was Tethys. Also in the mythology, we learn in the Greek mythology that Poseidon went to marry Tethys, mother of the sources. So that's mean that the Gibraltar Strait was coming open, that the Poseidon Sea was coming little by little in the Mediterranean Valley, and on a moment it was total chaos. You have opened and all the water was streaming in the valley from the Mediterranean Sea. And on that moment it is that Poseidon married with Tethys, the mother of all the sources of all the rivers on our planet. The most important in these alien maps of the maps from the alien bases on our planet, there are three triangles. First, the Bermuda Triangle. We have the Dragon Triangle. And we have the triangle from Alaska. And by coincidence, you see very good, they are on one line. And the Alaska Triangle in the middle of the two big triangles, the Bermuda Triangle and the Dragon Triangle. This region is the Nephilim ice world. It's the first ice world in the creation from the Eddas. Also very interesting, if we put a layer on from the fire world, we see very good Muspelheim, the fire world from the Celtic mythologies, and you see very good the fire world and the ice world was very close to each other. They are the 2 points from the beginning from our planet, the ice world and the fire world. We have also here Elvigar rivers, the ice waves of the first giant rivers from our planet. And it's logic because in that moment there was no water, the ocean was no water, and you have one of the oldest rivers what going nearly all around and come nearly Antarctica. Another aspect to understand the alien bases, we need to have also first an understanding about the mountains. And if you look very good, this is an example, old Atlas mountains in Morocco. And if you see follow good, you see all this purple line that give a connection to all the mountains around our world. And it's going very long. Past the Garden from Eden, go to the Himalaya mountains, where the chifa of the Kalash mountain is. Go so on, go down. So this is all the mountain ring around our world, and you go very, very, very low. Past Antarctica. We go to South America. We continue all the Andes. Total America. Go over to Russia. And we come back on the point, come between the Shiva Kailash mountains and the Garden from Eden. So all these mountains are connected in one big mountain ring. And that is very, very important to understand the alien UFO network on our planet. Third part to understand about the alien network. First, we have North and South America, we have the European continent and Africa. Before, this continent was close to the European and Africa continent, was one continent. And in the middle was always already Atlantis. And Atlantis was also a continent. Atlantis was not an island. So if we put Atlantis back, we have this 2,500,000 square kilometer. Very important, if we put back again this continent close to this continent, that means that everything close to each other, and that Atlantis is in the middle, and that the Bermuda Triangle move over Atlantis. The Bermuda Triangle was part from Atlantis. That is very important to understand the alien bases after. Also, when we put all this continent close to Europe and again to Africa, of course, Togoland will be next to Atlantis, or will be a part even from Atlantis in the old times, because this zone here is Midgard from the Tolkien stories, is Midgard from the Eddas, the Celtic mythology. You see very good that everything come on one place, you know, with the Bermuda Triangle here, with the pillars from Atlantis, like Plato say, Atlantis is after the pillars from Hercules, after, not before, so this will be never, never, never in the Mediterranean Sea, Atlantis. And you see also that the mountains from Atlantis go too close to this region, and here this is the region from the old Atlantis, like we know the city, okay? So the city come close to the Atlantis mountains, to the pillars from Atlantis, and so on. Now another aspect to understand, you don't see it here, but if you see geologic maps from the Mediterranean Sea, you see that is like a dragon. That is, the dragon is head, you know, there is his feet, sin, you know, and his tail. And this dragon is also very important, because if we put this dragon also next to Atlantis, next to the triangle, we come on the old symbol from Chinese traditions, where you see the triangle with the dragon in. Symbol, this old map from Atlantis, Bermuda and the Mediterranean Sea, of, better say it, as Midgard. Need to put on these alien network maps of the layers, the second layers, what is also very important, is the water sources of the rivers. All the important rivers where they come from a source. And this source is also very important because it's a naiad source. What you see here first, that we have on these old continents from America, that these river sources was continue. Layers of the water lines what I've made, you will see there are old rivers what's coming from the continent. Like here also. You see very good how the water was coming down. We put back again the layer. Here is minus 170 meter, but we go here to minus 3,900 meter, more than 4,000 meter. It minus 3,000, minus 2,000, minus 4,000 meter. You see very, very good how this river was following under the ocean. That was on a moment that there was no ocean, otherwise you cannot have these rivers on the bottom from the ocean. 3,993 meter. So we talk about a moment that there was no ocean. Here also is very interesting, like in Doggerland or like in the North Sea, like we say before there was no sea. You see that the Eridonis River was coming here, even tot on that point, where we here minus 300 meter, where here, when the water go all down, we come on minus 3,700 meter. From here on more than 4,000 meter also. Mean they lie about our history of scientific don't know really how the earth was going in an evolution like we have it today. Because you have here the proof on the North Sea that we have this old river what's going down to 3,700 meter. So 3,000 minus 4,000 meter, there was no ocean. The ocean was less in the beginning from our planet when they have created the alien network bases on our planet. And that's very important to know. Then a second aspect what is very interesting, if we take the Bermuda Triangle, and here was in the time, let me say, Atlantis, we find on the sea bottom different pyramid mountains. Now I have searched them everywhere in all the ocean nearly around the world, but the most pyramids, mountains, they are situated around the Bermuda Triangle. Again here on this point, and so on. We have found even 2 antennas on the ocean bottom. You see it very good. From here to here, or more than 170 meter. Why this antenna is in the middle from the ocean? It is very interesting. In the far you see it already. You see here good the antenna. They have blurred because a few years I've found that I've pointed, and I think after a few months later they have blurred really. But you see here also nog all the pyramids, they are situated. See them here very good. You see them here. And you have one antenna here, and a few kilometers far away, you have a second antenna. You have now in this valley also nog a few pyramids. Here we have also a lot of pyramids here. So on the point from the Bermuda Triangle, you find back again one pyramid. And we don't say that you need put this point on this pyramid. Let's explore it together. Bam. We found one pyramid, 400 meter. But you need to put the point from the Bermuda Triangle on this pyramid. Because it's the only pyramid in all the ocean here. I have searched everywhere, you don't find. I find a few ones here on this point from the Bermuda Triangle also, and on this point from the Bermuda Triangle also. And you see also very good, some pyramids are really covered with a lot of sand. the point is, of the conclusion is, on the Bermuda Triangle, there are 3 pyramids in the ocean. In this ocean, but what we have find back, that we have in the Mediterranean Sea, also pyramids. Back again here, you see very good, and you see the mountains are normal formations, but then you have, boom, these pyramids, but knock out. That is the only pyramids in the Mediterranean Sea that we have found back.